Maybe you woke up already tired today, not because you didn't sleep, but because your heart never really rested. You're not falling apart loudly, nothing dramatic, nothing obvious to everyone else. But inside, you're holding yourself together with quiet effort, smiling when you need to, showing up because you have to, doing what's expected even though something feels thin, stretched, fragile. You're not breaking, but you're not steady either. It feels like if one more thing is added, something might finally give. And the hardest part is that no one can really see it. There are days like this when you don't need answers. You don't need explanations. You don't even need everything to make sense. You just need to be held. You are not weak for feeling this tired. You are not failing because your strength feels low today. This does not mean your faith is small, broken, or disappearing. You have been carrying more than most people know, and carrying something for a long time will always leave marks on the heart. That is not a flaw. That is human. You are not wrong for feeling worn down. You are not less spiritual because you don't feel steady. This does not mean you have done something wrong or missed something important. There is a quiet pressure that tells you you should be stronger by now, that you should be over this, that you should be holding everything together better. But that pressure does not come from God. God is not standing back, disappointed with how tired you feel. He is not measuring your worth by how well you are coping. He is not asking you to prove your faith by staying unshaken. You are allowed to stop holding everything together for a moment. You are allowed to admit that this is heavy. You are allowed to feel what you feel without turning it into guilt. This does not mean you are giving up. It does not mean you don't trust God. It simply means you have reached the place where you need support instead of pressure. And that place is not unsafe. God sees you. He sees the effort it takes just to keep going. He sees the strength you have already spent. He sees what no one else notices, the quiet endurance, the unseen weight, the constant trying. You are not invisible in this moment. You are not overlooked. You are not alone here. Listen to what God says when you feel like you can't hold on anymore. Not when you are strong. Not when everything is steady. But right here, in this quiet, fragile place. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10. This promise is not spoken from a distance. It is not offered as a challenge. It is spoken as reassurance. God does not only promise to help you, He promises to uphold you, to hold you when your strength runs out, to stay close when fear starts whispering that you're on your own. And there is another promise for moments like this. Cast your burden on the Lord, and He will sustain you. He will never permit the righteous to be moved. Psalm 55:22. Notice what this says. It does not ask you to carry the burden longer. It invites you to release it, not because the burden isn't real, but because you were never meant to carry it alone. God sustains. He doesn't rush you. He doesn't pressure you to stand taller than you can. He supports what feels shaky. He steadies what feels unsteady. This promise is for you not just for strong days, not just for days when faith feels easy. It is for the days when you feel worn down, unsure, and barely holding together. You don't have to feel God's grip for it to be real. You don't have to sense strength returning for this to be true. Even when your footing slips, you are not dropped. Even when your hands feel weak, His hold does not loosen. Right now, beneath the tiredness and the fear, there is something steady. Not because you are steady, but because God is. And His word does not change with how you feel. You are being held, even here, Lord. You see how tired they are, not just physically, but deep inside in the places no one else reaches. You see the weight they have been carrying quietly, day after day. You see the effort it takes just to keep going, just to stay present, just to hold themselves together. You see the fear they don't always say out loud, the fear of things falling apart, the fear of not being enough, the fear of what might happen if they finally stop holding everything so tightly. You see the exhaustion that sleep does not fix, the kind that comes from giving and giving, adjusting and enduring, without relief. You see how their strength has been slowly spent, how their heart feels worn thin. You see the loneliness, even when they are surrounded by people, the feeling of being unseen, unheard, misunderstood. The ache of wishing someone would notice how heavy this feels. You see the uncertainty they wake up with, the unanswered questions, the lack of clarity, the waiting that stretches longer than they expected. And you see the emotional heaviness they carry, the quiet sadness, the tension, the unspoken grief. Nothing about this is hidden from you. Nothing about them is overlooked. Lord, right now, they release what they can no longer hold. They release the pressure to be strong. They release the expectation to have it all together. They release the responsibility of keeping everyone else comfortable while their own heart feels tired. They release the need to explain themselves. They release the need to prove their faith through endurance. They release the belief that they must carry this alone. They place the weight they've been holding into your hands, not because the weight wasn't real, but because it has become too heavy. And Lord, they are not asking you to fix everything. They are not asking for immediate answers. They are not asking for circumstances to suddenly change. They are simply asking this: hold them together. Hold their heart when it feels fragile. Hold their thoughts when fear tries to take over. Hold their emotions when they feel overwhelming and tangled. Hold their faith when it feels thin and quiet. When they feel like they are slipping, hold them. When they feel like they cannot take another step, hold them. When they don't know what tomorrow will bring, hold them. Let your presence be enough in this moment. Let your nearness quiet what feels loud inside. Let your strength carry what theirs cannot. Lord, remind them that they are not being tested right now. They are being sustained. They are not being measured. They are being cared for, even now. You are with them, even now. You are steady beneath their unsteady feet. Even now, you are holding what feels like it might fall apart. They don't have to feel strong for this to be true. They don't have to feel peaceful for this to be real. They don't have to understand what you are doing. Your hands are firm. Your grip does not slip. Your care does not weaken with time. So let them rest here for a moment. Let their breathing slow. Let their shoulders soften. Let the effort ease. Even just a little. They are not alone in this. They are not abandoned. They are not too much for you. Even here, especially here, you are sustaining them. Stay here for just a moment. Nothing needs to be done right now. Nothing needs to be figured out or fixed. Let this be a quiet space where you don't have to hold yourself together. Where you can breathe slowly. Where you can rest without explaining why you're tired. You are held. Even now, even here. You belong here in this moment of stillness. You belong in this prayer. You belong in this place where it's safe to be honest and gentle with your heart. If this prayer found you today, you are not alone. You are part of this prayer family, a community of hearts choosing to pause, to trust, to rest together. If you feel led, you can type Amen in the comments. Not as a performance, but as a quiet agreement, a way of saying, I'm here, I'm receiving, you are welcome to return again. We'll meet again tomorrow. Until then, remain at peace.